Hello! I wanted to make a quick video on stock bills and credit generation because people seem to be struggling with it sometimes, and some other resource concerning things. But first of all, stock bills. You generate stock bills mostly with the activities you can find in this menu, the regional development. You can find it on the top left. You can see the keybind related to it there. For me, it's Y. Is there a menu here? Yeah, you can also find it on the right here. Regional development. The first thing you will supposedly unlock is the outpost management. At least that's the first thing I unlocked. Each outpost comes with its own small factory, so you can have your own production for each outpost there. I don't think it's necessary. You can congregate into one big factory. Each outpost has a level. The more level, the more items you can trade with them, and the more they generate each day, each hour. They also have a tower defense minigame built into them every level. Once you complete the tower defense minigame, they produce 20% more. The other 20%, because there is a 40% increase, comes from the character you assign to the outpost. Characters have specific traits, and depending on the traits, they can boost an outpost or not. This changes per outpost. The first trait, the faction, will increase the EXP you gain. So matching the faction is very, very important at the start when you're leveling them. Expertise generates an extra 20% production on the outpost, and the matching hobby gives you 20% extra gain on the traits. Yes, I know it's a chance, but it translates to a percentage. In the end, it's just a percentile. Now, here's the thing. We have on the AIC report what? Let's check now. There we go. We have on the AIC report a certain amount of resources we make a minute, an hour, a second, however you want to read it. You want to use as much of your minerals as possible. Something's odd with my ferrium production because it's only at 840 a minute. Your current data usage needs to be as close as possible to your theoretical yield. The theoretical yield is how much you can produce total. So the closer you are, the more of your resources are using, and the less of it is sitting in the depot doing nothing. There are three things you want to produce in a factory. The first one are products for the outposts. The second one is gear components of the highest level. You only need 200 to make one set, yes, but you also need to make more to use artificing to upgrade the gear later, so you have a weekly requirement on gear production. Lastly, you want to save some for the depot nodes. So that's kind of your three things, and I guess also healing items for yourself whenever you need those. So just you go to switch, you go to switch goods, you pick the goods that you want to sell, you bomb the outpost with it, and it makes you money. That was nothing. Yeah, well, good enough. My factory is not running at its most efficient right now, which is bothering me, but I will I will handle that later. Not the problem. Boom. I'm just distributing things evenly, but at some point I will let everything up and stock up on items to empty the outposts because I want them to be empty, not to be helpful. You can outproduce the outpost. Your Valley 4 factory makes more than the outposts make if you use the resources correctly. So you have extra left over for the artificing and for the depot nodes. What the hell are the depot nodes, by the way? First unlocked here in the Originium Science Park. Depot nodes are delivery quests. You pick a material type and the crate size. It's unlocked by default only on the durable small crates. And the more levels you get, the bigger your crate size and the more expensive your materials. But the more expensive the material, the more annoying the restrictions. Whenever you don't fulfill one of the restrictions, you take a cut of the payout reduced. On any of them, teleporting once, it's 20% of the payout. Then we swap to the second quality, to say so. And now you are also not allowed to take damage, or you lose like 1%. I actually don't know. I have yet to be hit. Okay, so I don't know how much you lose. I teleported once, used to test it out. And on the super fragile materials, you're not allowed to jump around. So traversing the map is a lot more difficult. Using those air bumpers that send you up in the air does not count as jumping. But the better solution here is to set up zip lines. Now, the crate size on the top right here indicates how many items it needs. The more items you throw in, the more money. The more advanced the production line is for the item, the more points it gives into the crate. Honestly, use just amethyst items, at least for this. I sent explosives. I'm a danger to society. Once you do that, you can pick up NPC you want to deliver. This is, for example, simple, but sometimes you need to go all the way over here. And to go all the way over here, you need to go through this zone full of enemies, and this zone full of enemies, and over here also full of enemies, and then down here, and then you finally make it. Pain in the ass. Pick your NPC properly. You pick your NPC. You go to the depot node. It's a quest, so you can use that to track things. Please load faster while OBS is running, I beg you. Hopefully you have set up zip lines. I need to move that. If I can move that. Yes, it does not look pretty. Pick it up. You go wherever you have to be. And you talk to the NPC. Sometimes the NPCs will later send you something via mail, an extra that is not stock bills. How do I open the mail? There. For example, I'm being spammed, so I cannot find it. Ah, no. Well, can't find it. It's gone. That is sad. But yeah, they give you random items sometimes later. But in case I don't want to be teleporting around everywhere and ziplining everywhere, it sounds like a pain in the ass. There is a solution to this. I recommend not doing it on the Originium Science Park though, because they have not been taken. On the two more expensive zones, which cost 300k once it's maxed. You can do it on every depot node, but I recommend just doing it on these ones. There is a very simple solution. Open the quest list on the center, transfer job, confirm. What happened to my quest? My quest is gone. My quest is gone and it goes into the list of delivery jobs. Here you see all the quests from the whole server. Well, not all of them, as many as the system can display. Ooh. Okay, yeah, that was random. So, your quest goes in there, and someone will pick it up, as long as it's a 300k one. To explain, Originium Science Park costs around 200k, so it's gonna be, well, how much are they getting? 177. The Load Spring one is around 288, so near 300k. And the Power Plateau one is 300k, or should be 300k, 300 plus, yeah, there we go. She is paying 369k. You cannot make another delivery order until you finish the first one. But what has happened here? I picked up a quest, 73k blue stock, the Vueling stock. I recommend grabbing the 310k Valley credits if you still need them, or otherwise targeting the Vueling stock bills of 73k one. Sometimes you find one of 15k, don't fall for that. You can only do delivery quests if you have the location unlocked. Specifically the location, I don't think the rank matters. So I spent a good amount of my time just re-rolling here until I find blue quest of 73k. Click on it first. Look at the delivery location later, because they are very contested. If you're looking at the delivery location before accepting, it might have been taken by some other player, because these are not limited to use you, everyone can see them. See, it's kinda hard to find the blue one. Anyways, I have my quest. We go to the location. We pray to God that it's a good delivery location. I have zipline set up everywhere, but I don't think everyone wants that. This is the first activity that also gives you credits. They're used at a different store. Ba, 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 da, ba. This is like one of the first things you should unlock when you get credits. Not credits. And when you get Vueling stock. Oh god. It's an ugly one. Whatever. Like, that is all the way the other corner of the map. You can go to the city via there. But I'm not gonna do that. For it is a waste of time today. These runs can take like 4 minutes, 3 minutes of running. But if you set up zip lines, they take a minute. If you're going to do all your delivery quests from other players, like I am. That was the wrong turn, huh? It was not. Okay, cool. So, if you're going to do the daily delivery quest that you can pick up from other players, set up zip lines everywhere. Yeah, that one doesn't look nice, but it's whatever. It's not about the looks, it's about efficiency. Why is there a zip line there? That wasn't mine. Yeah, that wasn't mine. No. Hello, factory. Things are disabled right now. Yeah, you can imagine the walking here takes a good while, especially because not every path is a viable path until you do some unlocks, some quests, or exploration. Then we get to this creature, yada yada, and I get my credits. The important part is that I got my credits, yeah. Let me finish my depot nodes, start delivery, and have someone else do the work for me. And I do the same one here. It's very Boom. Pa pa pa. Yeah, you have a good location. The more easy you make the quest, the more likely it is for someone to take it, and the more expensive you make it also. Okay, so here you can see at the bottom, oh, there went the 73k quest. At the bottom I have done 1 out of 3, yeah. And each gives 30 credits. I'm not gonna spend my time doing this. Okay, one last thing you can do, specifically involving, is the environment monitoring. It's 210k a quest, but you can only get one every 2 days, as you can see in the top left here. You go to location, that's a pain in the ass. You go to the location, you take a picture. There will be a little glowing yellow indicator of where to stand, and when you stand there, you can automatically activate the camera, point it towards the correct thing, and boom, 210k. I will do that later. Lastly, but not the least important, you can teleport directly to the reception room. Lastly is the stock trading. First unlocked in... Hurry up. First unlocked in the valley. Over here, in the first zone, you're gonna unlock this rather quick. This will make you a lot of money early and will get your factory running, your first factory. This guy. Unlock this guy, get him to level 2. This is a priority, very big priority. Because once you get him to level 2, we can go into a stock redistribution. Elastic goods is what you unlock at level 2. As you can see, there are multiple items at a certain price. This price changes on your world every day on reset. So you could play the stock market by buying items that are low and then selling when they're high, or you can just fill up your friend list with people, because the price of an item is different per world. So what you do is you go through every item, say this one costs 2.2k. You click on friend price. This is 3.9k. So you're making like 1.8k a sale here. 2.0, I'm making 2.5 here. And I'm making 3.5 here almost. 3.460. You go through all your items. You pick the one that has the biggest flat difference. Don't look at the percentile. You care about the flat difference for a simple reason. There is a limit of items you can purchase per day. You can stock up twice in the valley stock trading. You can stock up 3 days in a row. But because there is a limit to the purchase, you just want the biggest difference per sale. You buy everything here. Like if I just go to valley stock redistribution, elastic goods. See, here are a lot more items. Kinda need to 1 deal 3.2. Not worth it. They can go up to like 5k in the price. So nothing very interesting. If you don't find an item with a worthwhile difference, don't sell the item. Just buy the cheapest. Like I could buy all of this here at dash and 30, and it's very likely that the next day I will have a good sale. See, this is interesting. This item is more expensive, but I can sell it more expensive because the cap here is lower. Sometimes the more expensive item is the correct choice. So, if you don't find a satisfactory price difference, you just stock up on your cheapest item. and then you just keep re-rolling it every day. Just make a note of how much it costed, because it won't tell you. It won't tell you later. It will go off the current price. Just make a note of it. If you don't find any item at like 1k or less, like me, just hold your sales until the next day and pray to the gods. Anyways, this was the best sale for me. So, how do we sell? You click on friends price, you click on the highest person in the list, visit friendship. I will also introduce anything friend assistant related now. When you go to sell to a person, you just go to this crate, you click the correct item. Remember, if it was the valley item that you bought or the wooling item that you bought. Because if I were to sell this to this person, I don't make a gain at all. I make 500 credits per. Boom. Then you just go to the wooling one in the same menu, directly in the same menu. Oh, it's gin. That's convenient. Convenient because I'm at the friendship that I can also show how to assist. We sell the item. Boom. You made credits. This is probably the biggest source of stock bills. Okay, when you're on a friendship, on the left hand side you can see the guest terminal with the keybinds. You can just press the keybind. You can assist people in two ways. You can do a clue exchange, or you can do an assist. When assisting a ship, assisting the yellow cabins, the production cabins, or the control nexus, gives them an active thing that they have to do. They have to go to their ship, go to the menu, and use the assist. If you can assist the growth chamber, that one is automatic. They don't have to interact with it. Assists that have been given to your friends will fizzle out on the daily reset. So please be aware that if you assist near the end of the day, according to when the end of the day is for this game, for me it's 10 AM. So if I were to assist at 9:45, my friend will only have 15 minutes to use this assist, or it's gone. I'm gonna give him an assist and it will give me 20 credits. The reception room is something else. Once you unlock the reception room, you can do a clue exchange. It's very useful. It pays more. Okay, 50 credits there. If we go here, it will show a list of your friends, and on the top right you can see the amount of clue exchange you have per day and the amount of assists you have per day. I cannot clue exchange with my friends. So if you go around doing clue exchanges, you gather more clues. I'm pretty sure you also get a clue. Just gonna do a couple clue exchanges because I will need it for the... It's rather quick, as you can see. You just hop in, click the thing, get your clue exchange going. Bye-bye. Next. I have my friend list full, just so that I get more potential prices on the stock market, and so that I have more potential clue exchanges, because not everyone can clue exchange you at the same time. It depends on which clues you have and which clues they have. Wrong event. So that's done. And I'm just gonna do my friend's assist real quick. I assisted you, assist you. Ta-ta-da. Can I do plants? No. Production, sure. Ay. It's kind of a pain to find your friends. Plant, easy. And here. I'm lucky that I added my friends before I filled in my friend list for this. So that is also something useful to keep in mind. Boom, I'm done with my assists. Okay. So we end the visit. We big end the visit. Alright. So I did mention the stock trading. If someone comes to your world and trades with you, you can see it in the visitor cell log. When they do, if they do, you get some extra credits. This time, nothing happened. Sometimes it does. It depends on if you're the highest price. Yeah. Then you have the reception room, the clue exchange. This is a lot more credits. Yeah. But get out of my. Oh, okay. So, first of all, your NPCs make clues every so often. When you get all clues, you can start an exchange. It gives you 400 credits. It takes 1 day for the exchange to finish. Depending on... They make clues even when you're not doing an exchange, but the exchange has a time requirement. When you receive a clue, like someone goes out of their way to send you a clue, you get credits. 25, then 15, then 5. You can also go ahead and look at the clues you have, how many you have, and send them to someone that needs it, and this gives you, likewise, gives you credits. And you can see these yellow indicators that they need it. Keep in mind, don't be burning all the clues you need. Oh, sorry, all the clues you have. No, yeah, don't burn all the clues you need because you will need them. But like, if what? Well, that's there. I burned 2 of them, and I made some credits out of that. Every so often, I can collect it for 20 credits from the reception room or from the operators generating clues. Both of them are nice. Okay, so you made a lot of credits. What do you use the credits for? And what do you use the stock bills for? Up here, you can see the keybind, in this case F5, or escape here, acquisition center. I don't know why it's glowing, a credit store. Lastly, one last source of credits a day on the bottom left. This also tells you how many, like all the sources listed. Cha-cha-cha. And this is also where you claim the money from the stock trades. So, we find the credit store with items at 75, 50 and 25% discount or flat out. I don't like buying anything that's under 50%. I rarely buy the 50%, just the 75. On the bottom right, there is a refresh. This refresh goes up by 40 every use, so keep in mind that it's kind of expensive, but you have a lot. We sometimes find very cheap arsenal currency or bull currency, so rerolling is still worth it. Just spend responsibly, at least in the first steps. Because if you spend everything early, you might not be able to buy currency. That's useful. I have one last reroll of 200, leaves me with 600, I can spend this. Can I spend 700, 500, 600, and yeah, I can do this. Because if I, yeah, see, this can cost like 400, so you want to enter here with at a minimum 400. And I don't care that it's minus 25%, I'm gonna buy it because it's bull currency. You can end the day with a maximum of 300 credits. Any more than 300 credits on the reset evaporates. So make sure to spend appropriately and make sure to save for the rerolls appropriately. Now, if we go to the regional development and we go to the stock redistribution and it doesn't get stuck, you can also find the shop. The more important things to buy over here are, first of all, I already bought them this week, but the Valley engraving permits, which are to put essences in gear in a more efficient way. I mean, you don't need them, but I will recommend buying them. We produce a lot of Valley stock credits anyways. There is one set with a 50% discount, and there is a set without discount. They reset every week. It's like 4 million and 8 million, I believe. Then there is also the... what's the name? Trust items that you need to level up one of the skill trees of the characters. Like...
Still waiting for something?
Yeah. Yeah, they're these things. You need 50% trust and then 100% trust. This will not be an expense that you always have to do, because at some point you won't need the trust anymore. There is another way to gain trust, and that's by putting them in the control nexus. But I like having the people in the control nexus to just have the mood region buff, so that I can produce more. This is also a great moment to show. On the top right, you can see the production assist. And then you click it, you pick someone, I don't like it, you send it. Here, once again, we use it, and it produces an item. It's individual per cabin. Each cabin can have 2 assists. Oh god. Ruby. It's a ruby, right? Yeah. Ba, 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 ba. I need to make more of you. Yeah, I barely have that. And it's a pain because I need it. So, last thing is in the Vulling elastic goods. No, what? Not elastic goods. In the Vulling stock build, you also have the Vulling engraving permits. I already bought them. But you also have the artificing catalysts. These battery-looking things. There is one that won't reset. It costs, what's it called? It has a 99% discount. You can buy 200 of them, so that's a good starter. I haven't bought my weekly. I haven't touched this either for some reason. Oh yeah, I wanted to outproduce this first and then start buying this, because this never disappears. I prioritize the weekly ones. The weekly ones have a 95 and a 90% discount. 40 and 20 of them. It costs you 600 and then 1.2 mil. Pain in the ass. This is why I prioritize doing the Vulling delivery quests, because I need all the credits I can get here to buy the engraving permits and, more importantly, the artificing. I don't think these quests are going to finish, and that's going to make me sad. People are starting to get really picky. It used to be that you just had to wait more for them to finish, but honestly, nowadays, I think the cheaper paying ones you have to do manually. Otherwise, the people will not pick them up. This has been there for almost 3 days, this 177k. But yeah, those are your expenses. Vulling also has in the stock redistribution. Vulling also has, there we go, trust items. Because you need specific trust items for specific characters. And these ones give you extra. There is a certain amount you can give to a character each day. You need like 3 of them to cap on the daily usage. Well, from the Valley stock ones you need a lot more. Well, you don't cap the daily usage, but you start getting diminishing returns indicated by the UI. But yeah, stock bills and credits. Make use of them. I hope this helped. Bye bye.